Hi, gang.
Now
Hey,
we have to change it again.
We're
I'm
back for
gonna change it
another
again.
episode.
They know my password to Disney Plus.
They don't know what it was until you said something about it, you little
son
bitch.
of a bitch. Great.
We're going to cut out all that. Here we are. Welcome. Or Tanner will bleep it out. Welcome to the beginning of our second episode of the evening. We're here to discuss some more Star Wars.
Yes,
We're kind of on a Star Wars kick right now.
Special Star Wars special part
4?
And we're going to talk about the shows.
Just the TV series?
Just the TV series.
So we're going to start with the Clone Wars.
We'll talk about the Clone Wars.
Move into the Bad Batch.
Bad Batch.
Then Obi-Wan
I can't
Kenobi.
disclaimer, can't really talk about Rebels because I've not really seen any of it. I watched a recap before Ahsoka,
Right.
but I haven't seen the show itself.
Then The Mandalorian. Then Boba Fett. Then Ahsoka. What's this one? Have you watched
Andor.
Rise of the Resistance? Oh, yeah, Andor's in here. And that's
I have
it.
not seen the Rise of the Resistance.
And then there's a bunch of kids ones, The Young Jedi.
No, we're just
but
going to
not
watch like
talk
the
about
main the main line
that.
shows.
Well, I'm on the timeline
I want to watch
here.
2003 Star Wars.
So we're going to start with the Clone
2003
Wars.
Clone Wars. I wish was canon.
Right.
It was so cool.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some shows. We're going to get into it.
Let's get into it.
This is Hayden.
This is Tanner.
And this is Chris B. Howdy, howdy. Let's get rowdy.
So we're bringing in our episode today, discussing some Star Wars TV series. We're going to start with the Clone Wars here. So there's.
Wait, hang on. You're jumping too far.
No, I'm not. I'm going in order.
You're jumping too far. I have a
Chronologically.
word of the week.
Oh, word of the
Oh
week.
shit! The second most important thing we discuss.
Cock pause. It's a lot like a cock block, but for a small period of time. Manu and Kaya were in the room cuddling. Tyler walked in and stayed for 30 seconds. Tyler is guilty of a cock pause.
Cock pause.
That's one that we could use.
And be like, bro, you're totally cock pausing me right
Totally
now.
cock pause me. Pock causing.
Or actually, you don't
Cock
have to
pausing.
bring it up. You can just bring it up later like, bro, you totally cock paused me.
Yeah,
last
you need
night.
to be more vigilant.
You should have came in,
Yeah.
got your Mountain Dew, and got
Did
the
you
fuck
not
out.
see?
The cuddling. Did you not see the ass
Was it
boner?
a necktie on the door?
Sock, necktie, whatever.
Sock on the door. That's
Yeah,
it.
Sock
sock
is
on
the
the door.
traditional
Yeah.
term.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah,
let's hit these in order.
and we're gonna
Put a
go
bit of
in
structure to
order.
this. Clone
So
Wars.
the
Clone
first one
Wars.
is going to be a Clone Wars TV series, which takes place between Episode 2 and Episode 3 of the movie franchise.
Yeah,
It
obviously.
Goes from after 2, during 3, and just post 3.
Yes, I have not seen it. It looks very good.
I've seen most of it. I've got most of it under my belt now. Since
There's a movie. There's one movie,
I haven't seen the movie. I didn't watch the movie.
and then there's the series.
Because I know it's just set up for the series.
Pretty
course.
much, yeah.
But I'm on season 5.
Okay. So you're a decent amount in there.
I just watched the part. The last episode I saw was when Asajj Ventress went back to the Night Sisters,
Okay.
and then Dooku came and tried to overrun the planet. And they
Yeah.
pretty much
With
killed them all.
droids.
With droids.
Okay.
And the main Night Sister mother
Yeah.
did some necromancy,
Yeah.
made some Night Sister zombies,
Out of the droids.
and used a voodoo doll on Count Dooku. That
Yes.
was pretty cool.
That was
Wow.
really cool.
And pretty
Very
much killed
powerful.
everybody there except Asajj Ventress. And that's the last thing I've seen.
Okay.
No. Scratch that. The next episode I haven't finished yet. And it's the one where Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka go to
Ooh.
Odoran. It sounds like Alderaan.
Yeah.
Odoran or something. to train those insurgents to overthrow the separatist government.
Yes, yeah.
Which seems kind of messed
People
up to
are
me.
aliens.
It's a huge argument between them.
Yeah, it seems kind of messed up. Like, this is what we were talking about last episode, where it's like pretty adult stuff
Yeah.
going on in this kids show.
Oh yeah. It's just because they couldn't do the live action at the time.
Yeah.
There
It's too
wasn't.
expensive.
yeah.
It
So
wasn't there.
they did it as a cartoon, and so like a lot of people didn't watch it because it was a cartoon. They thought it was a kids show. Kids watching, they're like, "There's a lot going on." Like, if I was a kid, I would watch it, but I don't think I'd be as interested.
Yeah, because there's a lot of detail.
There's a lot of detail. There's a lot
There's
of
so much
information.
stuff that would go over my head as a kid watching that.
Right.
Right, you wouldn't understand the backstory.
You don't understand.
No.
You don't even understand.
Where-
Which, I didn't realize this, but Saw Gerrera.
Oh, time out.
Ooh, nice. Ooh, I left mine in there. Hold on. Okay.
Shout out to Coca-Cola
Oh, yeah.
and Walmart, by the way. Shout out to Walmart.
We haven't talked about Walmart
I
in
know.
ever.
Just a shout out to Walmart for.
That was such an early staple of this show.
I know. Still trying to get sponsored. Please sponsor us, Walmart. We would greatly appreciate it.
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah, live, laugh, love. Walmart Plus.
What?
Shop at Sam's Club. I'm a Sam's member. I'm a Plus member. It's great. Free car washes, discounted gas. I got a free tire patch the other day.
Oh damn.
Anyways, the Clone Wars.
Yeah. Anyway, it's Clone Wars.
Sorry, shout out to Walmart.
I'm most of the way done with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to finishing it.
I
I have finished the Bad Batch.
Yes.
I just did that last week, and I texted you guys
Okay.
about how pissed I was. In a good way.
So
kind
we
of.
would recommend the Clone Wars to the viewers.
yes.
Okay.
I recommend all these series. Honestly.
Well, of course, yeah.
I liked after watching the Clone Wars because I'd watched it before all of our live actions came through. I watched all of those. I think I probably watched it twice. The whole thing twice, and
It's
then
a lot of show.
yeah. Then
'Cause it's
Mandalorian came out.
Seven
seasons,
of
20 plus episodes.
Yeah.
20 minutes, 30 minutes each episode.
Yeah.
But when Mandalorian first came out, there was a lot of like the bounty hunters and stuff like that. They were from
Right. Cad Bane.
Yeah, a
Cad
lot.
Bane. So I was
that was
really
in
happy to
Boba
see a
Fett.
lot of that.
Cad Bane was a.
Yeah.
No,
Boba Fett.
he was in Mando too.
He was also a Mando.
Yes, season 1.
Not Mando. Sorry. Clone Wars. Sorry. I don't
He
remember.
was in Mandalorian. He was
I
in
don't
like
remember that.
episode 2. Episode 2 or
I'm
3.
looking it up
Okay.
right now.
Well, I'll
Fact
take
check
your word for it.
Chris.
Fact check, man.
So next up, chronologically, it would have been Rebels.
Yes. Rebels.
We're gonna skip over Rebels. Sorry,
The-
Rebels
no,
fans.
Bad
I didn't
Batch
like
would be
how
next.
how cartoony it was, and on top of that, really what bugged me was the lightsabers. They're just too thin.
Mm-hmm.
I just did not like it.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like the cartoon style. Didn't like how kidsy it was, and the thing that really bugged me was just how thin the lightsabers were. And someone redid one of the Obi-Wan fight with Darth Maul.
Dude, okay, that was my first exposure to Rebels.
Yes.
Because I was like, I had read somewhere after it happened, I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Obi-Wan and Maul fought
Right?
again?
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta
Right.
check this out.
Yeah.
What an extra piece of information
So
that I
I-
didn't know until this
I looked
exact
up
moment.
the fight and it was
Really?
bam, bam, dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was
It
it?
That was so
Was that on
displeasing.
Mandalore?
No, it was on
No,
Tatooine.
it was on
Oh, okay.
in Rebels.
in Star Wars Rebels. It was probably the most disappointing.
But
fight
somebody
in Star Wars.
redid it, and they made the sabers thicker, and it was cool. But
Like, are we talking about like diameter or length?
length? They're 4 feet long and pencil thin.
That's not how lightsabers are.
No,
That's the problem.
That's the problem
That's the
we
whole
have.
problem.
So yeah, but
Like as round as that.
and someone
Yeah.
also they put they're like Maul had no idea what he was getting into, and they showed like the ground and like there was a slight incline, and Obi-Wan was just like an inch above him.
High ground.
Yeah, he had the high
Always.
ground.
I like those memes so much. All the high ground memes.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you seen the one with Michael Jackson where he's leaning over Anakin and he's like,
Annie, are you okay?
Annie, are you
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, that was good
That's
shit.
so good.
And I think there was another animated show called Star Wars Resistance.
Yes.
Which we won't talk about it because I don't think anybody in here's even seen anything from it.
Haven't even seen
it. And it hasn't been consequential because I know that it exists, but I've never heard anything about it. So let's get into The Mandalorian.
No. Bad Batch would be next.
Okay. Oh, yes, Bad Batch.
Yes.
Chris, have you seen all of The Bad Batch?
No.
Did you see season 1?
Yes.
Okay, you haven't watched season 2.
Which is clones, correct?
So there was a...
Like rogue clones?
There was like an experiment. The premise of the show was made in the last season of the Clone Wars, and you had this little group of experimental...
And they had the Grand Inquisitor on Rebels.
Yes, they did.
Does it link the two series together?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Bad Batch is basically a
Season
pretty
8.
Seamless continuation of the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Same animation style.
Good.
Characters.
I hate it when they switch animation styles.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it shows, which this is Tanner Nip anyway, it's like Clone Empire Black Ops.
Ooh.
That's kind of the way it starts out. And then it starts showing the transfer of the decommissioning of the clones and the integration of the stormtroopers and how absolutely fucked up it is.
Well, yeah, because they just throw them in the garbage.
How insanely fucked over the clones are.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to get too much into it because we will easily go over time, but
Yes.
Like we have a time limit.
Kind of.
But it was very good, and I don't think I've ever had an actual emotional reaction to an animated show before.
Right.
Besides Up.
Oh my gosh.
But
you know what? That is such a sad movie. I cried in the first 5 minutes of that movie.
That's what I'm saying. But at the end of the
season, feel so bad for them.
Which spoilers for everything.
For Up as
well.
For
everything.
Yeah.
Everything Star Wars.
Yeah, you guys need to watch Up. It is so good. Such a good Pixar film.
For all of our children viewers.
Yeah.
When you watch Up, you're ready for the waterworks.
The rest of the movie's
the
pretty
one 10-year-old I know watches the show. Go watch Up.
Yeah, go watch Up.
Yeah. I wasn't going to name drop them, but yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Anyway.
Bad Batch.
The end of the first season of The Bad Batch, you see Kamino absolutely obliterated by the Empire.
Because they did that
they're trying to cover up, they're trying to get rid of cloning technology
across
abroad
the board. Mm-hmm.
to where only they have it and can control it.
Of course, that makes sense, yeah.
You don't want your people to have this kind of technology. But the way it was done is what I'm really talking about, because it just showed, right, you spent a lot of time with Kamino after the Clone Wars.
Episode 2.
Especially the Bad Batch,
or
at least that first season of the Bad Batch. Episode 2, right, it's a place we know and a place we spend a lot of time. And to see it
not like
that way, and then them destroying it, I don't know, man.
Is it like Operation Cinder Destroy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's not like Episode 4, A New Hope, where they're like,
Alderaan
is destroyed. And it's just like, oh, wow, they destroyed the whole planet.
That sucks.
And then he's like, they're like, there wasn't an asteroid field here.
They've just, instead of vaporizing the planet, they just Hiroshima, Nagasaki it.
That's offensive.
Yeah, wow. You went there.
YOLO swag money.
No, the way the music, which Star Wars is always banging on its music.
Yeah.
The music choice that they did during the destruction of Kamino, and just the way it all happened.
Oh, you get to see the destruction.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like Tatooine getting to Tatooine.
Oh, like watching Mos Eisley getting slowly burnt to a crisp.
Right.
Like
Anakin.
It's the only thing that you see of Alderaan is in the Obi-Wan series.
Burnt to a crisp like Anakin.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to avoid
you glazed over it. Yeah, Tanner was the only one that stopped on it.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
you're only getting Alderaan in hindsight.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is the place that got blown up.
Oh, wow, that would
in
have been...
the first 10 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow, that would have been a really cool place to explore, but,
blow it up.
Blow it up.
Which it was less about emotional reaction in A New Hope than it was just like, hey, here's what these guys can do.
To be fair, though, we probably reacted more to Kamino getting destroyed than Leia acted to Alderaan getting destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
Well,
home planet.
Fun fact about that scene from episode 4, on that screen, they
Yeah.
didn't record the explosion of Alderaan. They weren't actually seeing that.
What did they see?
They
Just nothing?
No, they saw, if I remember correctly, it was General Tarkin and him out of character, just like waving. If I remember correctly from like an interview with,
Oh,
it was just like such an
like
offhand
behind the
scene.
green screen, just
Exactly, like, and you're trying to like be, that's what I'm
in
saying.
character.
Yeah, like it was just something stupid like that they put on screen to like
That's
take up
funny.
that space.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That almost reminds me of Twilight. One of the wolf scenes. She's like petting the wolf, and it's really a dude in a green suit. Just like
Yes, I love seeing those
Yeah.
things. This is so good.
Puff, puff, pass. Yeah, it's pink lemonade.
Oh man.
Season 2, The Bad Batch, was just as good, if not better.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many
Season
episodes
1,
are there of the Bad Batch?
22?
Not episodes, seasons.
There's only 2 seasons.
Okay.
There's going to be one more, and it's going to be the last one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But it ended on a pretty insane cliffhanger. You find out some shit about Omega.
Which is a character.
I don't mind spoiling it for viewers, but I want to spoil it for you guys.
Yeah. We have respect for us, apparently.
Screw you guys.
Honor Among Thieves.
And then there's Obi-Wan Kenobi
But-
series.
Let me
Oh,
my
time
finishing
out.
thoughts on
Yes.
the when I texted you guys about the Bad Batch and how I was fucking mad, and I wasn't mad at the show or anything that happened in the plot of the show. It was after watching season 3 of The Mandalorian and binging pretty much all of the Bad Batch in between finishing that and Ahsoka, all of the moral thematic dilemma and adult questions and these like ethical questions and like how do you handle this shit, like all these hard questions and hard themes
in an animated series.
are all being addressed in an animated series, and then in the live action series it's just like safe goofiness almost, like in comparison,
Yeah.
the amount of the safety that they play in the live action versus what goes on in the animated blew my mind, and it pissed me off so bad. It's like, why can't we get that in the live action shows? The Gringe.
The grunge.
Why can't we get that kind of shit in the live action? Like, I don't know why.
Budgeting.
No, that's not it.
It's just so much easier to animate people than it is to have real people do things.
That's not. It has nothing to do with
I know.
the presentation. It's the story that it's telling.
Yeah.
It's everything to do with the story that is being told and the plot that's happening and the questions that are being asked and like how do you handle this kind of shit. I feel like Disney tries to play it safe for a broader audience to bring in everybody as Look, you bought fucking Star Wars.
Based off Nazis.
There is not a broader audience in the world than fucking Star Wars.
Yeah, you're not
The
going to bring
audience
in new people. You're bringing in the same people. We know what we're here for.
Listen to me. And listen fucking good, Disney. The audience is there. Everybody is here. Tell us a good story. Stop playing it safe.
We're not here for safety.
I want to question my reality on this
Pull
planet.
off the Disney, I need you to pull off the condom. Throw safety by the wayside and just start raw dogging us fans in a good way. It really isn't that fucking hard. You show Chris, no. No, Chris, no.
Don't do it!
No.
No!
Disney, it's time to take the fucking gloves off. Literally. Like, take the gloves off. Do what you're doing in animation in live action. It is not that fucking hard.
No glove, no love.
Okay, I'm done. I just had to get that out there.
So, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Huge fan of the series. Felt like it could be better.
Huge.
I'm excited for the movie.
That fan edit.
Yeah, the fan edit.
Yeah. I overall loved Kenobi because in my Tanner brain doing its best, just kind of taking out the Reva, the stupid subplot stuff, and it's just like, dude, we got
Kenobi's story.
We got Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen on camera together.
Oh my god!
No.
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen's. We got Hayden Christensen's tight little ass up on screen with Ewan McGregor again.
Yes. What a goal!
And to have Hayden in the suit.
In the suit,
Thanks.
Yeah. 100% him.
Hayden in the suit.
In the suit.
And boy, I tell you what, that scene in the end of the 3rd episode of Kenobi when he drags Obi-Wan over the coals. But before that,
before that, when he grabs him.
When Obi-Wan was like, "What have you become?" And then Vader just looks right at him and goes, "I am what you made me."
Yes,
dude. Oh my god,
that whole
hit me right in the heart testicle.
Oh yeah, that was a very upsetting scene because because Obi-Wan had already been so upset over.
Right there.
I know he'd been so upset over everything, and then just to get hit with that, that crushed
right, that's
him.
exactly what he did not want to or need to hear.
No,
but
he was already
confused, in my opinion.
Well, we know that,
but he doesn't understand the.
We know that as viewers,
yes,
and know how his story ends. Mm-hmm. Obi-Wan didn't know that.
No, yeah.
Obi-Wan thought he died,
huh?
And then Obi-Wan thought he died, and then to see him how he is, and then for him just to hit him with that, it just fucked him up.
Yeah,
fucked me up, messed him up.
It fucked us all up.
That threw him off his game.
And then I was really worried that they weren't going to match or get close to matching the Mustafar fight because. I mean, they told us ahead of time, like, hey, they're going down. This is going to be a rematch. And it's like, oh, shit.
Round
like,
two.
don't
ruin it.
fuck this up. And I don't think they did.
No,
it was
nothing.
better.
No, nothing is going to be as good as the Mustafar fight.
Yes. I mean, unless they remaster it. But anyway.
No,
even then, it was good.
That is peak.
Yeah.
Mustafar's peak.
Mustafar's
Annie peak.
V.O.B. is peak.
That is the greatest sword fight scene in cinematic history
that I've ever seen. Yeah.
No, there's an award.
Is it?
Yeah, it's been nominated for it. It's awarded.
If it didn't win, I would like to see what won.
Right.
And piss on it, because episode 3 is my favorite movie of all time.
Right.
And that's just the cherry on top.
So I talk shit about Obi-Wan. I loved Obi-Wan, the whole series. It was good. I just feel like it was just too drugged out and too much shit put into it.
There was some fluff.
But the key points in it were...
You cut away the fat, and that is the best piece of meat.
That is the best sirloin.
It's... yeah.
That's the filet mignon.
It's tight.
Tight like a tiger.
Tight. Tight.
Nice.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, just look past the Reva shit, and Little Leia won my heart.
I was trying to see if it won an award, but I couldn't find anything.
You couldn't find it?
Mm-hmm. There was something about choreography.
Yes.
So
fight choreography.
It had a lot of fight choreography.
Yeah.
No, Little Leia and Obi-Wan just won my heart over.
Oh yeah,
man, right?
Yeah. I was like, really? They're going to bring back... Not only are they they're recasting Leia, and they're making Obi-Wan and Anakin fight again. It's there's so many things that could have gone wrong with both of those things.
But they nailed it.
And they nailed it. And then the Inquisitors, which was much lower stakes, they totally fumbled.
Yeah, which they could have done way better with.
They had so much they could.
It was such a simple nothing to lose plot on that line. Yes.
There was nothing to lose, but somehow they did.
They still lost it.
What?
And then somebody did kind of like a fan film. Like they took little pieces. They had from episode 4, they had old Ben Kenobi talking to Luke, and he was like, "Oh yes, I fought with your father." And they used a lot of clips, and they used clips from the prequels, but then they threw in clips from Kenobi, and it is beautiful.
I need you to.
I will show you it because it really is, because he was like, he's the greatest star pilot there was, and it shows him like, this is when the fun begins.
This is when the fun begins,
and it was really cool. And then he's like and then it shows the fight scene where
Bring it with you.
It was just very beautifully done, and I loved how they tied in because he tells him he was killed by Darth Vader because
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then they brought that full circle. He's like, you didn't kill me, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker,
Yeah.
I did.
Oh man, that little standoff they had with Vader's mask all broken,
mask, yeah.
which I know happened in Rebels. I know Ahsoka did it first.
But
It doesn't matter.
It,
doesn't
It
matter.
wasn't
That was
Hayden
for-
Christensen's face.
Yeah.
Also, he got full body paint,
Yeah.
and it only showed his face.
Yeah.
But when they were doing the makeup, I mean, from torso up, they did full makeup.
Well, there were scenes of him
No,
out of the
for
suit.
that fight scene.
Oh, for that fight scene? They
For
did
that
the whole
fight scene-
kit and caboodle?
Literally, for that fight scene, they did full makeup.
I wish they would have
From-
saved some of the money on that and paid it towards the Inquisitor writers.
Right. But, like, it threw me off because I was watching, like, they literally painted his whole body for that. And I'm like, why didn't they show more of him, like, getting broken off if they were going to go into detail about it?
Have
That
Hayden
was-
Christensen take it off,
Yeah.
baby.
That was also the same series as the political drama on that. Fuck, what's the name of that planet? Where the husband's the gambler.
No, that was Andor.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You're thinking of
time
Andor.
out.
Which is probably a good
Let me
segue
make
into
sure. Hold
Andor.
on.
No, they happen right after each other.
I'm making sure. Give me just
You don't have to fact check me on that. They
He's
happen right after
fact-
each other.
Rebels
Right,
in
checking.
Andor. We're skipping Rebels.
Right, we already talked about that.
We talked about the
Andor.
best points of
Right.
Rebels.
So,
Wait
yeah.
a minute. Then that means Obi-Wan did do the mass scene first. If Rebels happened.
No. Chronologically, yes, but in release order.
Yeah,
Ahsoka did
correct.
it first. Andor is Star Wars for people who don't like Star Wars.
Oh my god, it's so fucking good though.
But it's still fucking
yeah,
good.
don't get me wrong, like it has all the offbeat characters that you want to see, the like dirty, gringy underbelly of
If you want
the
to see what
universe.
Skywalker family hasn't done, you want to see the other parts of the universe, Andor's for you.
Right, which I think I don't know if it was even on this. No, but we've talked in the past before Andor came out. Like we all want, like yes, we've seen the big picture shit. Show me the little nitty gritty political
Yes.
underbelly.
I want the
Ops shit.
drama.
Like show me that, and then Andor gave that to us.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Mm.
I could do with like 10 more seasons of that.
It's going to go. Andor's getting a second season,
Yes.
which will be its last, and it's supposed to lead into Rogue One.
Okay.
But there's going to be more.
Yeah.
There's going to be more setting
But I
up
want more
time.
of that.
Yeah,
Way
no,
more of that.
Watch the Bad Batch.
I know.
Literally, you're talking about the Bad Batch.
So what's after Andor?
After one season of Andor, we go into a handful of movies, and then The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Which is a very good series.
I
Really kicked off a good start
Yeah.
for live action Star Wars television.
Oh yeah, it was the beginning of it all.
It did not miss a beat whatsoever. Very proud of it.
It was
But
it
it-
was really hyped up and they delivered.
They did
Agreed.
in the first two seasons.
Yes.
Especially seeing Boba Fett. What?
I have some.
I have
some.
problems with the Boba Fett.
Is-
Book of Boba Fett.
Well, we're gonna get there. That's
In a
next.
way, I do too. The first two seasons of The Mandalorian, though, insane, awesome start. Like I remember watching the first episode of The Mandalorian, and that cliffhanger is like, oh shit, there's another Yoda.
Right.
Like
What the fuck? Yeah.
nobody was
bro.
expecting that.
No, just immediately right off the bat.
and
just-
then Grogu won over the hearts and minds of everybody.
Literally
Everybody.
every single person in the United States for sure.
like literally people haven't even watched the show and they're just like, Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's some people that haven't even watched it and they literally think that it's instead of it being after Yoda, they think that it's
That that's
prequel,
actual
that that's
Yoda,
Baby
yeah.
Yoda.
You can tell the Star Wars
Fans.
fans versus the casuals by what they call
Grogu.
Grogu
I still
or Baby
call him
Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah,
It's just
because you're a
convenient.
filthy casual, Hayden.
No, it just helps the casuals understand because, you know, it means not too involved in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, she is a filthier casual.
After I got into season 2, because I was watching it I remember it was like on a snow week, And so and we weren't really getting any calls.
Mm-hmm.
And we were home from the shop, and Haley was having to work from home. So I'm watching Mando on the living room TV because you have to enjoy it on the 75-inch.
Yeah, Hayden. Fuck you.
And Haley's in there
Watches
working.
Ahsoka on his phone.
I do it when I have time.
Fucking disgusting.
Haley's over there answering calls on the computer, and I'll glance over, and she's just like stops typing, and she's like watching the TV. She's gotten into Mando.
My brother, who hates Star Wars, watches The Mandalorian. Yeah, no, it's great. It's good.
It's a good show for everybody, I feel.
Yeah.
It really toes the line of everybody's TV show.
Yeah,
like,
you don't need much backstory going into it. You kind of get what's there.
But I mean, just get into it.
It's not too
the backstory
Jedi-y.
really helps.
No, it's literally.
Thanks, Rob Lowe.
You're right. Future Cowboys.
Space Cowboys. It's a space
Cowboys.
western.
Mm-hmm. Basically, space,
Right.
Which is super good.
Yeah, honestly, if you like cowboys and space, fucking Space Cowboys.
Huge fan of the resurgence of the Naboo Starfighter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Solid move by Becky in her workshop there.
Oh,
yeah. That's what I think her name should have been.
The Mandalorian Season 2 brought in Boba Fett.
Yes. Solid move on behalf of the creators.
Because that was the cliffhanger at the end of the first or second episode of Season 2 of The Mandalorian, or one of those first few episodes, was you saw
the gauntlet.
Din. Quit trying to finish my sentences, bitch. You saw Din riding away on the speeder, and then the camera, kind of pulls back, and you see Boba Fett armorless and walk away. Credits. Hell yeah, right. Then his entrance,
huge cliffhanger.
His entrance into the Mandalorian Season 2 was epic. He jumps in there, starts whipping up on stormtroopers, like whips ass.
Oh, for straight a man who was eaten
ass, and then. Which perfectly set up the Book of Boba Fett, right?
Right.
Right.
Which was disappointing.
And this Book of Boba Fett is the start of when Disney tried to play it safe.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
It was evident by the third episode.
What is her name?
Finnick.
Finnick Shan.
Finnick. Boba Fett's partner?
Yes.
Yeah, Finnick.
No, not her. The girl from Mando.
Bo-Katan?
The one that they kicked off.
Oh, Cara Dune.
Yes.
Oh,
they kicked her off trying to play it safe for...
What a bad move. She was
honestly,
such a good character.
I honestly really enjoyed her on that.
I loved her on that show, yeah.
Woke politics getting involved in our television shows. Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, they started playing it too safe. They kicked her off the show. And then in the plot of Book of Boba Fett, which it had an awesome setup, like you saw him come out of the Starlight Pit. You saw I really liked what it showed with the Tusken Raiders.
Oh my gosh.
Their whole culture. That was cool.
So the beginning of the Book of Boba Fett followed the Book of Boba Fett to a T. Started off great.
And then The Mandalorian came in.
Yes.
And then it became The Mandalorian
Part
2,
season 2 and a half. Yeah.
And look, I guess
I'm okay with crossover characters and stuff like that.
Well, that's fine, but
he was too involved.
The problem is they got scared. Mm-hmm. I feel like Disney got scared because at the end of Season 2 of The Mandalorian, Grogu goes off with Luke.
Yeah.
Oh no! What are we gonna do?
That's our moneymaker.
Yeah, Baby Yoda's the
that's
most
our
popular
moneymaker.
character.
Yeah.
So then they shoehorned in a plot line for the Mandalorian in Boba Fett show, just totally shanghaied Boba Fett show, to show Grogu coming back.
Yeah.
Which was total bullshit. Which had nothing to do with Boba Fett.
No.
And Season 1 of the Book of Boba Fett should have been 2 seasons. Hands down.
No, it should have been that story, and then Season 3 of The Mandalorian should have been...
what they put in Season 2.
Yes.
Like they should have...
Exactly.
Like,
I feel like they wasted their time with Season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett. They could have done...
That should have been Season 3.
Of The Mandalorian.
Of The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Season 2 of Book of Boba Fett.
I didn't mind the team up at the end of the... Which,
cool,
holy
don't
shit.
Get me wrong.
The last episode of...
It was cool.
Book of Boba Fett, when they had the battle in the city, right?
That,
and Boba Fett ride around on a Rancor. I'm wearing a Boba Fett shirt.
Which that episode should have been the final episode of season 2 for Book of Boba Fett.
Yep.
No, I feel like it should have
was.
been on Mando. Yeah, I feel like that should have been on Mando.
No, I'm saying...
No, show Boba Fett taking over the city, and then end the season with there's a storm of brewing.
Yeah.
Right? And then season 3 of The Mandalorian, open it up with the repercussions of that. There's a battle, right? And maybe... but the whole thing about bringing Grogu back totally undercut everything that happened in the last half of The Mandalorian season 2, because it was all about getting Grogu to Luke.
Yeah.
And then in 2 episodes, totally rolled back.
Right.
Huge rollback.
Right. Right when The Mandalorian started shanghaiing Book of Boba Fett show, that's when it was evident Disney was trying to play it safe.
Have you seen Parks and Rec?
Yes.
They have I was talking to the viewers.
Oh.
There's I can't remember his name, but he was doing a filibuster, so he was trying to take up time.
Patton Oswalt.
Yes, and he was using the Book of Boba Fett. Like, he started reading the Book of Boba Fett to them.
No, that was his fan fiction.
Yeah, that was his actual fan fiction that he created.
Is it really?
Yeah. His personal fan fiction that he created on his own time, he plugged into that TV show.
Somebody took that clip of him talking, and it shows the first episode, and it's literally to a T.
Yeah, because they were like, this is a good idea, and we're going to use it.
No, and I just thought...
That episode with Patton Oswalt happened like 10 years before the Book of Boba Fett.
No, I
Such a
know.
good episode
No, I
of
know.
Parks
That's
and
what I'm
Rec.
saying. Like, he is, like, that's what's so fucking funny to me.
Yeah.
Because he's reading this, and then he's like, and he slowly comes out of the Sarlacc pit, and yes, the hand of Boba comes out.
Yeah, out of the dirt. Yes.
And
it was great. It was great.
Yeah,
dude called it.
Oh yeah, like
Man.
they had to have been like
they're
like, this is fucking gold.
Yeah,
so
they totally did.
Overall, for the TV series, I would give it a 6.5 or 7 out of 10.
We appreciate it.
Could be
do better.
Do what you were doing with the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Put up some stakes and stick with the consequences. Don't go all Marvel.
And there's no shame in giving a little disappointment each episode.
Don't be sorry. Just be better.
Nah.
Overall, thumbs up from me.
I give it a thumbs up.
The show's overall thumbs up from Tanner.
But I'm not going to give it the Facebook. I'm not going to hold the thumb and make it big.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give it the emoji.
Beep.
Yeah.
My wish is
6.5 or
that they
7.
put up stakes and stick with the stakes. Stick with the consequences.
Take a little risk every once in a while.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Playing it safe is
You know what
just
happened?
turning people off.
This thumb
Goes down.
turns into that thumb. What?
What?
When you play it safe? Or when you give it risk? Risk.
Playing it
Safe.
safe. Risk.
See that Parkinson's? See that Parkinson's? Solid as a rock.
So yeah, that's our take.
That's our take.
We're out of here, gang. Thanks for listening to another Super Star Wars special.
Super duper Star Wars special.
And
Bye.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Please share it to your friends.
Like, subscribe.
Like, subscribe.
Thank
follow.
you, Walmart, for not sponsoring this episode.
Thank
Once
you.
again.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time. YouTube post credits, real quick. Did y'all see that the Stones are teasing their new album?
Yes, you shared.
You sent it to us.
Oh, my nipples are so hard.
Excited for something to happen?
I mean, yeah, no, it's gonna happen.
Think they'll go on tour?
They'll absolutely
You
go
think
on
so?
tour.
Doubt it.
They tour all the time.
Do they?
Yes.
They're getting old.
I know, that's what I was saying. They're getting
They're getting
old.
old.
They still put on a fucking awesome
I know,
show.
How old was ZZ Top when they stopped touring? Don't they still tour?
They
Just
still
the
tour.
one guy?
Look, man, I have seen young bands, like our age or slightly older bands, and I've seen the Stones. And young bands do not have the energy, do not have the stage presence, do not have the know-how to put on a show that the Stones do.
Listen, when you start doing cocaine and other drugs for the past 50 years...
Heroin.
They did all of it.
Yeah, they did.
But
all
no,
of it.
like I've seen
on a good show.
People in their mid-70s put on a show, and I've seen people in their 20s and 30s put on a show, and the younger bands do not hold a fucking candle. Do not hold a fucking candle.
I don't think they understand the show aspect of it. Like,
Also,
you're
they
not
don't.
there just to listen. They think you're there to listen to their music.
They don't understand stage presence.
Yes, the stage presence and the fanfare and the
They just crank
involvement.
up
thing.
the volume.
They don't understand stage presence, and their studio recordings don't sound at all
At all.
like them live.
Yes.
Case in point, my kind of poster child for this is that band Cage the Elephant.
Agreed.
Love their studio stuff, and I was like, oh man, I bet they put on a good show, right? So I look up a live video, and they are just butchering it. And it wasn't just that show. Like, I'm like, nah, this must be a
We
fluke.
watched a couple.
I started going through them like, these dudes don't know how to fucking do it.
So
I think the only band that can bring it these days like that is Greta Van Fleet.
I was in high school. We had an individual who did a cover of Cage the Elephant.
Yeah.
And I did not listen to Cage the Elephant until I saw them live again. And I guess saw them live for the first time. And oh my God, they were good live. Great.
Yeah.
You know, compared to what I had heard
Yeah.
multiple years prior. But the stage presence was not there.
Yeah.
I think I've seen them twice, and I agree.
It's like the as far as like the touring industry or
Yeah.
anything like that, the
Disappointing.
legacy bands like
Kiss.
Iron Maiden, Kiss, the Stones, ZZ Top,
Bad
they're
Company.
carrying it
Yeah.
on their
Literally on their walkers.
Not
they are carrying
not
it.
necessarily rock, but Co Wetzel.
Cow.
Oh, Co.
Oh, cow.
All of
Gotta get
his
some cow.
recorded studio stuff. It's really good, and I listen to it. His live when he doesn't have the band, it's just
Is it
him
worse?
and his guitar. I love it so much better.
The stripped back approach.
Just him
There's
on
something to
his
say about a stripped back presence.
him just
I
singing his
like it.
guitar and just singing
vibe.
it. It is if I could. Someone actually posted a TikTok. He was in a bar just singing and playing the guitar. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I could just go and just drink a couple beers and just listen to him like do live Austin, that would be fucking kick ass. But when he came to Fort Smith, they booed him off the stage because he got so fucked up at Cheyenne's.
Oh,
He was an hour late to the show and then was just so drunk that he was like stumbling on stage.
oh no! Fuck you if you're going to do that.
You
to
know
your fans.
who a new-ish band that I saw that two bands that have a really great live presence? St. Paul and the Broken Bones and Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you probably know
I've
who
heard of-
Nathaniel
yeah,
Rateliff
yeah.
is.
I've heard of the first one you talked about.
St. Paul. So they have a jazz section, and then the whole. We saw them live, and he physically climbed at a music festival up the light rail there
Oh my
next
gosh.
to the stage,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like 40 feet high. No ropes, no tethers, no nothing.
Like
A
Eddie
little-
Vedder and Pearl Jam
Correct.
did back in the 90s.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
just saying.
But you know, it's not something you see all the time.
No, it's
anymore.
not.
No.
No.
You know, there's safety people. and
Yeah,
all
they're
kinds
like,
of shit.
get the fuck off!
But he was out there, 250, 300-pound man, fucking climbing 40 feet up in the air, singing his music to everybody. You know, it was a show. He was out there to play.
What I feel like is missing these days is a band being able to play their songs live and not
No
just,
auto-tune.
no auto tune, no, or at least
Digital
very
anything.
blatant auto tune backing tracks
Yeah.
or nothing. But like being able to have a good sound live and not just in the studio, because anybody can sound good in the studio.
I mean,
And we
Anybody.
talked about this the
studio.
other day.
Huh?
I said, you sound great in the studio.
I sound great in the studio. Yeah.
We were talking about this the other day, and I brought up a lot of people used to talk shit about T-Pain back in the day about how much
Love
audio,
T-Pain.
all the auto tune he uses and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And then just this past year or last year, he came out with those
Covers?
those covers,
Non-auto-tuned.
and
so
non-auto tuned, and they're fucking badass. And
His
it's-
version of War Pigs.
yeah, I know. Yeah, when
Could
he
you
did
imagine
War
seeing
Pigs,
T-Pain
yeah,
live?
I would love to see T-Pain live.
yeah,
Especially
like
on his cover album, hands
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
I
But
mean,
yeah.
I've seen T-Pain live just in general, but
But yeah, because back in the day, T-Pain used probably the most auto-tune. Like,
Oh
it
yeah,
was,
that was
yeah.
his.
It was
that was
so
his
good,
thing.
though.
Yeah,
That was
he
his
just. But then him just live is still good. So if we could get more of that. Like auto-tune, I'm not hating on auto-tune. Like, it's cool. You
It's
want to
great.
use it.
There's a place. And
Yeah,
a
there's a
time
place for it.
There's a place for it.
But
for
if
sure.
your
It's
live
early
sucks,
2000s.
you shouldn't be singing.
It's as simple as that.
Yep. So
You should be able to play and sing on stage what you do in a
And
studio.
on top of that, AI, Eric Cartman, doing all these covers.
Oh my God!
I don't know
right?
if you guys have checked it out. Check it out because holy shit.
great.
He
I
does an
haven't-
Evanescence cover.
Yeah,
that
I
is
haven't
so
heard
good.
him sing a bad one yet. Every one that I've listened to all sound great.
Yeah, I'll take a whole album of that on
Right.
Spotify.
we
we
listen,
should probably cut it though.
All right,
Yeah,
bye. We
definitely.
out. Thanks for listening to the YouTube folks. Credits.
Bands be better. Disney
yeah,
be better.
We'll have a band episode here where we just smash the
sorry, be
industry.
better.
Don't be sorry, be better.
Bye.